quick to give. Must be nice. Never land, right next to Peter Pan. Hypothetically, of course, all there's some things better left unseen. It's fire in your veins, and it's just your
It wasn't me that took their life. Like, you dig what I'm saying? It was not me even participating in, that direct action.
Remember Lyfe Jennings, the soulful crooner who had us all in our feelings with his music?
15 years in a penitentiary.
This guy wasn't just your average R&B singer. He's a platinum-selling, guitar-strumming, piano-playing, socially conscious powerhouse. The New York Times even dubbed him as a socially minded R&B singer. How fancy is that? With 7 studio albums under his belt, including hits like Must Be Nice, Boomerang, If Tomorrow Never Comes, and Baby, Lyfe was living the dream.
My baby don't keep the house spotless, cook 3 meals without no help.
But then, out of the blue, Lyfe decided to hit the pause button on his successful music career. So, what made him trade in his mic for a quieter life? Let's dive into the story behind his surprising farewell. Born on June 3, 1978, in Toledo, Ohio, to a hardworking family, Lyfe was smack dab in the middle of 5 kids. From an early age, he had a knack for music and was already stealing the show at Calvary Baptist Church with his choir performances. By the time he was in elementary school, our boy Lyfe was crafting his own tunes. But tragedy struck early. Lyfe's father died in a shootout when he was just a kid. This tough start didn't hold him back, though. Enter Uncle Keith Dotson, a musician with the Toledo Motown group KGB, who saw the potential in young Lyfe. By the 1980s, Keith's sons Tim and Chris had formed a teen singing group called the Dotsons. Naturally, they roped in 10-year-old Lyfe and his brother Jay. They were like the local answer to Troop and New Edition, rocking talent competitions left and right. But as all good things do, the Dotsons eventually drifted apart. This is where Lyfe took a drastic turn when teenage Lyfe started walking on the wild side.
I wouldn't say fearless, but I liked it. I liked the action. I liked the physical contact. I liked the fighting. I liked the pistol play. It just made me feel like I belonged to something.
At 13, he was sent to a juvenile detention for drug trafficking. Things escalated quickly, and by 14, he found himself in prison for firebombing a house, a tragic incident that killed a 25-year-old mother of 6. Despite his lawyer's efforts to paint him as just a bystander, Lyfe was convicted and sentenced to a decade behind bars from 1992 to 2002.
It wasn't me that took their life. Like, you dig what I'm saying? It was not me even participating in, that direct action. Sometimes cats will go to do a robbery. You know what I'm saying? A cat will go do a robbery and nobody has any intention on doing any harm to anybody because they really there for the bread. That's where they GPS at. I'm trying to get this bag. And they get in there and then one or a couple of them will decide that, I don't know what comes over them, and they wind up, enacting some violence. And the other ones that was there didn't necessarily sign up for that shit, but they're part of it now because it happened in the same building as the rest of the shit they was doing. And that's in a nutshell what happened with my shit. You know what I'm saying? I wind up doing a whole bunch of time, for not telling on some niggas or whatever, and the shit went left. Not a good part of my life, you dig?
With good behavior, Jennings could have been out in 2 years. But oh no, his rebellious streak saw him serving the full sentence.
I kind of feel like I thrived in the hole. I liked it so much I used to do shit just to go to the hole. Because for me, I understand that that's his story. But for me, the most shocking thing for a teenager was the violence. And I'm not talking about violence you get there and you see one small thing and then you might see this here. No, I'm talking about that shit is, bro, like that shit's so violent and it's almost like a culture shock. So, and I'm not even talking about just the physical part of it. It's a mental part. Like is extorting folks down there. You got cats down there committing suicide. You got cats that ain't eating because is taking all their food. And for me, I'm built for that shit. I was a part of some of that shit. But in the reality of it, bro, man, I wouldn't really own that shit like that, bro. I don't want to see that shit every day. In the whole, I ain't got to see none of that shit.
Classic Jennings. Am I right? But now we understand. While behind bars, Jennings found his salvation in music. He started music programs with his fellow inmates, joined the prison gospel choir, learned to strum the guitar, and polished a voice that once wowed his local church crowd. As his release date approached, Jennings set his sights on a new dream, performing live at Showtime in Harlem. This wasn't just any gig. It was a televised musical variety competition at the Brooklyn Academy of Music. He sweet-talked the prison administrators into filming his inmate concerts and sent off his audition tape. And guess what? 2 days before his release, he got the news his tape was accepted. Talk about cutting it close. In 2002, our man Jennings strutted back onto the scene with a 4-song CD that he hustled into a spot at the legendary Apollo Theater in Harlem. Now, if you know the Apollo, you know the crowd ain't shy about their feelings. They greeted Jennings with a chorus of boos that could wake the dead. But honey, Jennings hit them with a falsetto so smooth, it was like butter on hot toast.
Like every road you see don't always lead home.
5 amateur night wins later, he was the talk of the town. Columbia Records couldn't resist and soon scooped him up. By August 2004, Jennings dropped his debut album, Lyfe 268-129. Yeah, those numbers are his prison ID. Talk about turning lemons into platinum. His first single, Stick Up Kid, had everyone hooked. His first single, s.e.x, from his second album, Phoenix featuring La La Brown, became his biggest hit single. He didn't stop there, folks. He's been featured on tracks with Alicia Keys, 3 6 Mafia, Bun B, and more. Fast forward to his 4th studio album, Still Believe, released on August 31st through Asylum and Warner Brothers Records. Talk about leveling up.
With Tom over there, again, like that's when that system had really just started going, like the industry was changed and they just really appreciated the music. They appreciated the artistry, because I wasn't selling platinum albums, nothing like that, but they was like, it's a place for you because, it's like a backpack society, I guess. So we went over there and we did an album with them. And what happened with that, like we had a single and the single was taken off. And that's when I wound up going back to prison right in the middle of it. So kind of killed it.
Yep. In 2008, Jennings had a blowout with Joy Bounds, the mother of his 2 sons. And let's just say, he didn't take it lying down.
We were supposed to be getting the kids that day, and something had happened to where she was like, I couldn't get the kids. It just really pissed me off. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was out at the bar, had me a couple of drinks, and I went to her cousin's house because I thought that's where my kids were. Kicked in the door, like, where my kids at? I didn't go in. I just smashed down the door or whatever.
And after allegedly firing shots in the air, Lyfe then led police on a high-speed car chase.
I had the Tupac on. I'm in my drop, and I'm like, man, I don't feel like dealing with y'all today, so I'm just not stopping. Hit the gas, turned the music up. Next thing I know, my car smashed into a tree. Whole police force around.
He was sentenced to 3.5 years in prison after pleading guilty to a series of dramatic charges. Imagine this: criminal trespass, discharging a firearm near a public highway, DUI refusal, attempting to elude, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. What was he thinking? Did he think he was in an action movie? With his fate sealed, at least for the next 3 years, the R&B singer dramatically bid farewell to his fans on Twitter. "This'll be my last post," the singer announced, leaving fans both shocked and sentimental. According to MTVnews.com, he continued, "To everyone who gave me a chance, I am forever in your debt. I've had a fabulous career because of you. I've lived 100 lives in these 6 years, so I not only won't, I don't have the right to complain." He went on with the heartfelt declaration, "I would like to think that I've changed lives by changing my own, though I can't be sure. But one thing I am sure of is God gives and God takes away in measure. He is fair, just, and forever. Amen from a man. Smile is contagious." Cue the collective gasp. Grab your popcorn, folks, because the R&B world just got a whole lot more interesting. Can someone say broke after his release from prison?
So when I came home, broke, You know what I'm saying?
Wait, hold on. How can you be broke when you had a platinum album, 2 gold albums, and all the other shit that comes with it, the touring money and everything else like that?
Man, I told you, I spent that shit, man. Hey, yo, I just spent a lot of money. And even though I had money, when I got locked up, I was just taking care of a lot of people. And then I had a lot of stuff that, I was still paying on. I still had child support to pay, mortgages to pay, and car and shit. Like, I still had all this shit to pay, and being gone that long, that is a lot of money.
In October 2013, Jennings dropped his album Lucid, and just when we thought we couldn't get enough, he hit us again in June 2015 with The Tree of Life, which he mostly recorded in his home studio. Can you believe it? And when someone asked him about his current musical vibe, Jennings got all philosophical on us. He said, "Everyone feels like they have to reinvent themselves, but seriously, can you really reinvent the truth? I don't think so. It is what it is. I'm not about that reinvented life. I want to go deeper." This album, he claims, is all about reminding us why we started loving this music in the first place. So, what do you think it is? Is Jennings onto something, or is he just avoiding a makeover? On February 2nd, 2016, he tied the knot with Gwendolyn Sharkowski, a stunning German model. They even had a son together. But hold on to your hats, because on March 15th, 2017, Gwendolyn filed for divorce. Yep, you heard it right. 41 days of wedded bliss, and he's keeping mum about it.
It was more of an arrangement than anything else. And that's what I'm going to say about it. Great girl, powerful young lady in all rights, just didn't peak the way we expected it to peak. Let me just say that.
Oh, the drama. Now, here is a bit of juicy tidbits. Lyfe has 6 kids with 5 different baby mamas. When someone dared to ask if he wanted more, his answer was a resounding no.
You have 6 kids now.
Yeah, I got 6 boys.
Any plans for any more?
Hell no. No,
No?
No, hell no.
Okay, no as in I'm not planning on having any more, or no, I had a vasectomy and I can't have any more?
I don't plan on having no more kids for sure.
Who could blame him, though? Raising kids today costs a fortune. So what's the real story here? Is he really done for good? Or is there more drama lurking around the corner? Oh well, just when you thought you had the scoop, guess what? Another son made his grand entrance after this interview. Can't keep up? Neither can we. Fans who love his music would remember he took a wild detour on Unsung, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Thanks to Carly Red's persuasion, she sweet-talked him into it, saying it would boost his album promotion. Lyfe, initially hesitant, thought it was for artists with nothing going on.
Well, I think it was they kind of changed their concept of Unsung, because the name Unsung kind of gives the impression that the career is over with and you haven't been given your flowers, But, the last time they called me, they told me they revamped it, and it's really, even though this person is unsung, it doesn't mean that he's still not a viable source of entertainment. So I was just like, all right, well, if it's like that, then, I do something.
Lyfe's brief reality TV stint was filled with regret. Fans started recognizing him as Lyfe from Love and Hip Hop, which didn't sit well with him. Although he didn't hold any grudges, the show wasn't a fit for his image. Lyfe's last album, 777, came out in 2019, and now he's sharing his life story, far from reality TV drama.
I actually shoot movies now. I also have a production company. Bought all my own equipment, top of the line stuff, man. Shot one movie, which is my life story, which y'all gonna be seeing very soon. And I really just like directing more so than I like being a character.
When asked about his goals and legacy, he didn't just answer. He delivered a monologue worthy of an Oscar.
Goals that I set is really on legacy now. Like, I would like to definitely lead the world in a better place musically, because that's the field I'm in, than what it was before I came. So it's, again, as far as the day-to-day, how I actually get to that legacy, I don't focus on that. Like, even this interview, like, this wasn't something that I was like, oh, I got to do this interview. This came about because of what I manifested in the future, and this is going to lead me there. And all I can do is accept it with open arms and leave the rest to everybody else.
And when it came to his relationship life, he sprinkled in just the right amount of wit and charm to keep everyone hanging on his every word.
I'm in love with my kids.
Okay.
I don't think I make a good husband. Like,
But it's not for everybody.
Yeah,
But if she came around,
she got a lot to come around. That's a big corner to turn, right?
Yeah.
As of May 2014, Lyfe Jennings' net worth is sitting at a spicy $500,000. Can you believe it? What happened to the millions? Stay tuned, because there's definitely more to this story than meets the eye.